has the 4th highest odds of any head coach this season to be fired. He's clearly on the hot seat. It's been a discussion for really a couple years now, dating back to last season's 3-win season. And he's always had kind of hot and cold seasons. And now the sportsbooks are saying he's 4th on the list. Number 1 is Mike McDaniel of the Miami Dolphins, Brian Dable of the Giants at 2, Shane Steichen at 3, and there is Kevin Stefanski plus 650 to be fired this season.
Imagine this. Your franchise quarterback of the future is sitting on the sidelines. The fan base is begging to see him. The general manager is demanding his chance, but the head coach refuses to budge. This isn't just a football story. It's a full-blown power struggle inside the Cleveland Browns organization. And at the center of it all, Andrew Berry, Kevin Stefanski, and rookie quarterback Shedeur Sanders. This drama is shaking the very foundation of the Browns franchise season, and it might cost Stefanski his job.
I think it's unfair for me to comment in I guess, maybe on behalf of the industry. All I can say is this, the time that we spent with Shedeur, and what he's done throughout his college career is impressive. He's an impressive young man. He's a really good quarterback. Sometimes, fit comes into play. And I'd also say this, there are 4 more rounds of the draft. And then maybe lastly, it's less about where you get picked and what you do after you get picked. That's really the most important thing. Getting to know him over the course of the spring, he has a ton of resolve, and I think he's going to find himself.
Behind the scenes, a serious clash of philosophies has erupted between Cleveland Browns general manager Andrew Berry and head coach Kevin Stefanski. Their disagreement centers on one crucial question: who should be the starting quarterback of the Cleveland Browns? Stefanski, the man calling plays on the sidelines, is sticking with his plan.
Address this sort of persistent narrative that you're trying to sabotage Shedeur Sanders, especially after yesterday and not putting him in for the 2-minute.
Obviously, I don't concern myself with outside type of things, but I'm committed to his development, just like all of our rookies. So we'll continue to focus on getting our guys better, and that's what we'll stay.
He's cautious, strategic, and unwilling to hand the offense over to Shedeur Sanders just yet. He's chosen to place Sanders further down the depth chart, even making rookie Dillon Gabriel the 3rd-string quarterback ahead of him. But Andrew Berry, the architect of the roster, sees things differently. To him, Shedeur Sanders isn't just another rookie. He's the face of the franchise's future. And Berry is growing increasingly frustrated with Stefanski's refusal to let Sanders touch the field.
You can't fire the owner because he can't fire himself. Someone's head's going to roll, unfortunately, in this situation. And it's probably Stefanski and Berry.
I saw on The Athletic.
I don't think that's fair, by the way. It's Stefanski, that part.
I agree. I was saying the other day on my podcast that Berry should be fired. And I said I wouldn't fire Stefanski, but a couple of people made the point saying, well, if you fire the GM, you got to give him a chance to hire his own coach, which is fair.
That's true.
So I would fire Berry. I would hire a new GM. If that GM thinks Kevin Stefanski's a good coach, wants to stick with him.
According to the video, Andrew Berry is at his breaking point. He didn't spend valuable draft capital on Shedeur Sanders just to see him collect dust on the bench. To Berry, Sanders represents a long-term investment, a quarterback who can redefine the Browns' identity and finally give them stability at the most important position in football. And the tension has escalated to the point where Berry is reportedly willing to take drastic measures. If Kevin Stefanski continues to keep Sanders sidelined, Berry might fire him. That's right, the general manager is ready to put the head coach's job on the line over this quarterback dispute.
It's crazy if you think about it, but I honestly see it happening if the Browns lose a bunch of games. Like if they get 5 wins or less, I see the report coming out now that Stefanski can be fired. I don't want it to happen. I want the Browns to be good and win a bunch of games. I think that they're going to be a team that is slept on and can at least get 7 wins, which is why if they don't, I see Stefanski getting all the blame for that, and there'll be a new coach in Cleveland. Because their players, to me, are there once again. We've talked about the incredible rookie class that Cleveland has.
And here's where things get even more explosive. It's not just Andrew Berry who wants to see Sanders play. The fans are loudly demanding it too. The Cleveland fan base has suffered through years of quarterback turmoil, failed experiments, constant changes, and endless frustration. Now, they see Shedeur Sanders as hope, as excitement, as the kind of young talent who could finally end decades of instability. Every game Sanders doesn't play, the pressure builds. The chants from the stands, the noise on social media, and the endless debate on sports talk shows all point in one direction. Put Shedeur Sanders in the game.
If Andrew Berry and Kevin Stefanski are truly on the hot seat, and they have to make decisions to get this team as good as possible this year, that would be potentially counterproductive to the long-term health of the organization.
This growing divide has left Kevin Stefanski in a precarious position. According to odds makers, Stefanski currently has the 4th highest odds of any head coach in the NFL to be fired this season. Think about that for a moment. Despite leading the Browns to some success in recent years, Stefanski is now dangling over the edge. His refusal to play Sanders isn't just a football decision anymore. It's a career-defining gamble. If Stefanski sticks to his guns and the Browns lose, the calls for his firing will be deafening. And if Berry truly believes Sanders is the future, Stefanski could find himself unemployed before the season even ends.
The players that are in it. And we've seen him do this because the offense was completely different when Dylan Gabriel was out there. It was a lot of, short, quick passes to get the ball out of his hands, spread the formation, which is great. That's what you're supposed to do for a guy that thrives in that situation. So I don't know why for Shedeur the offense changed. He kind of wanted to curate something around him. But at the end of the day, Shedeur recognized he had to play better. That game looked a lot like that UCLA game his first year in Colorado. But I blame Stefanski for how he's handled this whole situation because it doesn't look very Coach of the Year leadership.
One of the most baffling decisions fueling this controversy is the placement of Dylan Gabriel as the team's 3rd-string quarterback above Shedeur Sanders. The video's host doesn't hold back, calling it a cruel prank show. To draft a quarterback with the hype and expectations surrounding Sanders, only to hide him behind Gabriel on the depth chart, feels like a slap in the face to fans, to Berry, and even to Sanders himself. From the outside looking in, it doesn't make sense. If Sanders truly is the future, why waste time letting him sit behind players who clearly aren't part of the long-term plan? This is where the clash becomes more than just a football debate. It's a power struggle. Andrew Berry has a clear vision. He wants Sanders developed, showcased, and eventually turned into the Browns' franchise cornerstone. He sees Sanders not just as a rookie, but as an investment in the future, a player who could finally elevate the Browns to long-term success. Kevin Stefanski, on the other hand, is acting like a coach in survival mode. Coaches often lean on veterans or safer choices because their jobs depend on winning right now. Playing a rookie quarterback comes with risks, mistakes, turnovers, and growing pains. Stefanski might believe that holding Sanders back protects both the player and the team. But in doing so, Stefanski is alienating his general manager, his fan base, and maybe even his own locker room.